Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? Wait till some of y'all pop up in here. Turn this off. Man. Before I get to Wilder Brazil, I'm gonna just open this up. Lawrence Williams was good, man. See you just joined. Before I get to Brazil and Wilder, what I thought about that fight, um, some other heavyweight topics, some little under the radar fights that I seen over the weekend as well. I seen Arslan back Mahkmudov. He ended up stopping Jonathan Rice in the seventh round. I thought it was a questionable stoppage, man. It seemed like Jonathan Rice. Now he is a durable journeyman, a tough guy for your undefeated prospects to go in there and fight. Man, people are joining quick. I'm going to get to Wilder and Brazil in a minute. Let me just talk about this other stuff first, all right? But yeah, Mahkmudov, he got the victory with Jonathan Rice. Rice is a guy, he's a tough guy to put in there with your up and coming prospects. I seen the fight he had with, damn, what's my man's name? I'm thinking about this Wilder Brazil fight, man. So I'm kind of losing track of the other stuff. Tony Yoka. I seen a fight with Tony Yoka. Some of his other fights. He's a durable guy. Rice went in there against Mahkmudov. Looked like he was trying to do his best by just using his jab and circling and staying out of the range of Mahkmudov's power. Once Mahkmudov landed that good right hand in the sixth round, he knocked down Rice. Rice got up. The fight went into the seventh round. Hit him with another good right hand, nice little flurry. Looked like Rice was trying to hold on. Well, he was trying to hold on to the ropes, keep himself up. The ref jumped in and stopped it. Thought the fight could have went on a little bit more. That is Rice's first knockout defeat. Now, Makhmudov's last two fights have been against some real tough, durable journeyman guys that he has been able to stop. And it's the first time these guys have been stopped. Jonathan Rice, then his fight before this was against Avery Gibson. Avery Gibson's actually a guy that's been in a lot of Deontay Wilder training camps. He's able to stop Gibson as well. Okay, so good performance by Makhmudov. I want to see more of him. He's 8-0 with 8 KOs, very heavy hands. Another 6'6", 250 plus pound guy to keep an eye on. All right. Then I seen Joe Joyce take on Ustinov, and man, did it look like these dudes were fighting underwater. God damn, yo. Like it's as much amateur experience as Joyce has. They're trying to fast track him in the pros. I know he is a 30 years plus. Oh, he 32, 33, something like that, 31, something. So he isn't a young kid, you know what I mean? He has a lot of amateur experience. They're trying to fast track him as a pro, like I said. So he's beat Stavern. Now he's beating Ustinov. Again, this isn't the Stavern from 2014. We know that, all right? 2014, 2015. But he's able to stop him. Ustinov yesterday, man, again, looked like he was trying to fight the way he usually fights, man. Keep his distance. When you get close, hug the hell out of you. Try to set you up for a little pawing jab, right hand, left hook type of combination. Joyce wants to put the pressure on you. He is trying to go in there and make it a battle of attrition, but he's just so slow, man. He really has no head movement at all. One thing that I did notice in this fight, though, is he was trying to drive that jab downstairs, and he was doing a lot of that in this fight. So I'll give him that. He was trying to switch up the levels, so he's trying to jab down to the body, then come over the top with right hands and left hooks. And it was a left hook that actually landed in the third round that, dropped Ustinov. And he didn't want no more. He pretty much was just taking the count. He didn't want no more, man. His last two performances, he's been stopped. So at this point in his career for Ustinov, it's almost like how much more credit are we going to keep giving guys for beating Ustinov? Now, props to Joyce. He just going in there and take care of his business, but it's kind of like with Marius Wack as well. Like some of these guys that you've heard that's been around for the last 8, 9, 10 years, the Marius Wacks and the Ustinovs and the Dimitrinkos, it's almost getting to the point where it's like, how much credit are we going to keep giving guys for being able to beat them? You know what I mean? Because these guys are damn near now they're getting beat by up and coming guys, you know what I mean? Or guys that are just now coming to the division like a Michael Hunter. All right, speaking of Michael Hunter, he has a fight coming up against Fabio Maldonado. Maldonado lost his last two fights by decision to Alexander Teslenko, and he also dropped one to Oscar Rivas. Rivas has a fight coming up with Dillian Whyte. All right, so I expect Hunter to breeze past that. Fabio wants to put the high guard up, come forward. I expect Michael Hunter outwork him and putting pressure on him, using his style, using his speed, and in and out. The way he fights kind of awkward, and I expect him to beat Fabio Maldonado. All right. I haven't made a video in about 3 weeks here, man. So a lot of news have went by. I'm going to do a separate video on Ruiz and Joshua. And what else? Nathan Gorman and Dubois. That fight was announced. Definitely gonna do a video on that one. And let me see what else. And Usyk was gonna fight this weekend against Taco, man, but he suffered, that little, was it a bicep injury? I believe it was a bicep injury, man. So unfortunate, So I don't know when we'll see Usyk again, man. But hopefully it's soon. You know what I mean? Now, 5 minutes and 30 seconds has elapsed, man. So let's go ahead and talk about this. Wow, let's talk about this Wilder versus Breazeale. Before I get to that though, man, let me say what's up to everybody that's joined. Lawrence Williams was good. Teddy B, official AJ was good, bro. Jay Royale says, what up, man? James Coleman, M. Reynolds. He says he was waiting for this. Okay. Let me see. Lawrence Williams says Joyce versus Ustinov was slow motion. Hell yeah, it was, man. Jesus Christ. And Joyce, I wish I would have went behind my heavy bag, but he pushes the hell out of his jab, man. Like where it's like he keeps it out there and then he turns it over literally right before it gets to touching you, whether he's jabbing to the chest or the face. It's just so slow and he pushes it out there, man. It's like once he gets in there with somebody that has some speed and some power, he's gonna be in trouble, man. Cause he is just an open target, but he's so damn durable. But being durable like that can only last so long. You know what I mean? Let me see here. Tyrone Smith was good. Just saying what's up to everybody. Stay ready. Boxing TV was good, bro. St. Cruzin, what's up? Gregory Wyatt. After 3. Tyrone Smith. Yo, Corey Lee Boxer was good, man. Before I get to everything, this shit was so embarrassing for Dominic Breazeale on so many levels. The dude went and erased his Instagram account because I follow him on Instagram, and as of right now, what time is it right now? But as of right now, the Sunday after the fight has to be like 11 or about 10 o'clock in the morning, probably something like that. But his Instagram account is deleted. Dominic Breazeale erased that shit. You know what I mean? He does not want to hear nothing from you motherfuckers, man. He does not want to hear none of that. All right. Look, man, let's get to the fight. All right. So we knew going into the fight that Dominic Breazeale would have to apply pressure. And I broke down the fight stylistically on my heavy bag. And one thing that I was saying was apply pressure, but with applying your pressure, get your head off the line, meaning move your head a little bit. Again, I wasn't expecting Dominic Breazeale to be Pernell Whitaker. I wouldn't even lie to myself like that. I know he can't do that. But at least after you throw punches from putting the pressure on, step to the right, step off to the right, or step off to the left, or just kind of, feint 3 hard times the way Fury was doing. That's one thing Fury was good at in the Wilder fight, was feinting at Wilder. Feint 2-3 hard feints and then come in with the jab. Just little things. I wasn't expecting Virgil Hunter to take him and make a transformation into Larry Holmes or anything like that. So I wasn't kidding myself with that. But his deficiencies on defense came to light last night, man. He even said going into the fight that once Wilder hits me with a right hand and I smile at him, he's not going to know what to do. When I heard him say that a few days ago, I started scratching my head like, oh boy, that's your plan, to take right hands and then smile at him? Okay, like, okay. We'll see. So initially he gets hit with some right hands, and he kind of, did the whole, poke your bottom lip out, shake your head. No, that didn't hurt. And I saw that in the first round, and I'm like, oh shit, here we go. Well, at least he's following through what he said he's going to do, right? So, but the thing about those right hands is they didn't land flush, and he kind of seen them coming. The one that hurt him before the one that knocked him out, but the one that hurt him that made him stumble, he didn't see that. That jab kind of blinded him, and then he got hit. He didn't see it, and that's what those first 2 that he took, I'm like, yeah, Dominic, you poking your lip out that it didn't hurt, but you saw those coming, and they wasn't flush. You know what I mean? And Wilder's type of guy doesn't necessarily have to land flush, but at least needs that impact behind it. So it might not hit you flush on the chin, it might hit you high on the head, or kind of under the jaw and the neck or something like that. But as long as he gets that impact behind it, and that's what those first couple right hands were lacking, was the impact. Once that impact came through, and it hurt him. First, hold on. Before I get to that, that hurt him, and what Breazeale did afterwards. Wilder was throwing some good body shots. That left kind of like that left hook from the outside he threw to the body was real fast. He kind of missed it, but man, that was a nice little punch to change things up. And then he threw a nice little whipping right hand to the body. Dom kind of took a step back and it missed. But it showed that Deontay was trying to work that body. And he came out jabbing. His first few punches of the fight were hard, snapping jabs, all right? Dominic just didn't want to move his head. He wanted to, bite down on the mouthpiece, put the high guard up, and show you that I'm tough. Show you that I can take it. What he did against AJ, all right? And it didn't work, man. So when Wilder clipped him, and that's Wilder's right hand, man, look, it's not so much just the right hand. It's how he sets it up the way that he can hurt you, man. Look, man, I know we like to joke around and, the whole UK, USA thing, man, but I'm trying to tell you this, man, and listen to me. I'm telling you, this man can hurt you when he's taking a step back, throwing the right hand, and we know what he can do when he throws the left jab and then he steps in with the right hand, kind of like what he did with Stavern as well, all right? He did it with Breazeale. This the punch that knocked Breazeale down was the jab and then step into the right hand. The punch that right hand that hurt Breazeale was Wilder kind of taking a half step back, using his jab, pawing, probing, half step back, boom, and then he'll turn into a right hand. Half step back, paw, probe, half step, boom, turn into a right hand. He can hurt you both ways. Are y'all hearing me? The man can hurt you both ways, y'all. Look at Luis Ortiz when he called Luis Ortiz in that 10th round. Luis Ortiz opened up the same way as far as taking right hands. And then, but the thing about what Luis Ortiz did that Dom didn't do after he got hit with those early right hands that Ortiz was able to take, Ortiz, what did he do? Got hit with the right hand and then fired back. I brought that up in my post-fight to Wilder Ortiz. When Ortiz was getting hit with right hands, he fired back right away. He didn't poke the lip out and, it didn't hurt. No. Get hit with the right hand, you got to fire back. You got to get Wilder off you, man. You got to make him uncomfortable. All right. So, again, in that Ortiz fight, the right hand that hurt Ortiz in that 10th round was what? Wilder going on the back foot and then boom, catching you. The man can catch you, man. That right hand, whether it's him stepping into it or him taking a half step back from it, you get hit with it, man. You're going to sleep, dude. You're going to sleep. I don't give a fuck who you are. You're going to sleep. You're going to sleep. All right. So, boom. All right. Wilder stumbles Breazeale, okay? What did Breazeale do? I'll give Breazeale credit for this, man. I'll give him credit. Some heart came out, all right? He got hit, right? He gets into the corner. He fights his way. Then he fought because then he was really hurt this time. It wasn't no poke the lip out, right? The poke the lip out, nah, that didn't hurt. I'm going to still come forward and walk you down. Nah. It was got hit, clipped, stumbled, trying to figure out where the hell he's at. You dig what I'm saying? Trying to regain some type of balance. He sat down, and then Wilder did what? What does Wilder do that gets him in trouble the most, in my opinion at least? He went wild. Breazeale reminded him, like, hey, man, I'm still a 6'7", 250-pound athlete in here too. You dig what I'm saying? So what did Breazeale do? He bit down and started winging right hands. Two of them hit Wilder. One was kind of on the back of the head a little bit, but it wasn't nothing I was complaining about. Shit, you got two dudes in there swinging for the fences. You dig what I'm saying? So Wilder got hit. I was seeing some fans say Wilder readjusted. No, Wilder got hit, came to his senses like, damn, even though I did hurt the dude, he threw something that got me off of him a little bit. You know what I mean? Breazeale can still fucking punch, man. You dig what I'm saying? He's not somebody that even though he's slow, he isn't somebody you want to go in there and just say, hey, here's my chin, hit it. You dig what I'm saying? It's not that type of game with Breazeale. So he was able to get Wilder off. Wilder wasn't hurt, but he just readjusted. He seen that Breazeale wasn't totally out of it, that he had to readjust, get back to the fundamentals, for his skill set, got back to it. And then it was so funny, man, because Paulo Malignaggi, it almost reminded me of when the fight doctor, Fernie Pacheco, and they were doing the Tyson versus Botha. Right before Tyson dropped Botha, Pacheco said, this isn't the Mike Tyson we're used to seeing, but boom! Knock fucking both out with a short right hand, right? This is the same thing that happened in this fight. Paulie was saying something. What did he say exactly verbatim? He was trying to give Breazeale credit for something like give Breazeale credit for boom! Knocked his ass out right in the middle of him saying whatever he was saying about Breazeale getting credit. And Wilder's getting these type of knockouts, man, where he's hitting dudes, he's punching them, right, with the right hand. And before the dude hits the canvas, Wilder's like turning around, walking away, looking into the crowd. I mean, these are some, you guys watch baseball, this is like the 9th inning, that what they call it in baseball, walk-off home run knockout. These are what the fuck is it called? Walk-off home run type of knockouts. walk off. I mean, he's hitting dudes. The dude didn't even hit the canvas all the way. Wilder spent around and was walking away. You know how he do. I was just like, oh my goodness, man. Oh my goodness. And then again, he was the favorite going into this fight. All right. Right before the fight started, my wife was saying 6th round knockout. I was saying third or 4th round knockout, just based on styles. And I just in Breazeale whole, that whole Adam Kownacki, Dominic Breazeale, Jarrell Miller. Well, Jarrell Miller got popped off, but Joyce. This whole I'm going to put my guard up and I'm going to take 3 to land 1, and I'm going to bite down on my mouthpiece and show you how tough I am. That's not going to work. It works against some guys, especially when you can take their power. And usually that right hand, those 2 right hands that Breazeale landed on Wilder, that made Wilder back up a little bit, those are usually game changers, momentum changers for Dominic Breazeale. In his fights, watch his fights. That's not the first time he got wobbled. He get wobbled in all his fights. Fucking everybody's landing good shots on Breazeale. But usually he has enough power to where he could throw a game changer against Ogono, even though Negron was having some, spots here and there. Mansour, he started to catch up with Mansour. I know Mansour knocked him down. I know Mansour was walking him down. I know Mansour had the authoritative, aggressive body language in the fight. I understand that. But, and I understand that when Mansour started swallowing his blood and got his tongue cut open, I understand that. How do you think he got his tongue cut open? Got punched in the mouth. You did what I'm saying? He got hit in the chin. You did? So Breazeale usually finds a game changer somehow, some way. It wasn't going on. He didn't get time to adjust. Nothing. That can't be your plan, man. Is I'm going to take whatever you have and smile. Nah. And man, hold on, let me take a drink, man. That was ugly, man. That was ugly. Um, he didn't kill him, but he damn near killed him. All jokes aside though, man. But where does Dominic Breazeale go from here, man? That's an embarrassing type of knockout, man. That's the man shut down his Instagram account, y'all. So that lets you know that this is very embarrassing for him. He was supposed to come out, fight for the honor of his family, and he felt disrespected and so on and so forth, personally about the situation. Then to go out there and get not just beat, but to get beat like that, where it's case closed. Next. Case closed next. Yes, he did get up. He was clearly on the ground at 10, but had that fight went on, man, he got up. He was stumbling back. Good thing the ropes was there because the ropes saved him from falling down again. Just complete ass whooping, man. Now, after the fight, I did hear some of what Deontay was saying about be patient for the Joshua fight. Joshua has Andy Ruiz coming up. Can't wait to break that fight down, man. That's a very intriguing type of fight, in my opinion, at least. And I did see Luis Ortiz come up in here. Now, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I didn't even listen to Luis Ortiz. I didn't listen to what was translated, what he said. But if he's in there with Deontay Wilder after the fight, the logic would be is he's trying to get a fight with Deontay Wilder. I don't think he was in there to say, "Hey, champ, nice to see you. Hey, Brooklyn, just saying what's up to everybody and leave out the ring." So I haven't watched it, but I'm assuming that he wants to fight with Wilder. I'm gonna be consistent. That's not a fight that I'm clamoring for. Wilder Ortiz rematch, not clamoring for it. For some of you Luis Ortiz fans out there, probably new to listening to me, before you say, "Oh, you just don't know," it was a good, entertaining first fight. Yes, it was. Ortiz was this close, man. He was hair thin from being champion. All right. He had Wilder. Man. He definitely had him. All right, but it's not nothing I'm clamoring for right now, man. And Ortiz is somebody who I've been making videos about him getting a title shot since 2000. Going back to my first channel, I was talking about that Ortiz needs a title shot against Klitschko back in the day. All right, 2014. Going into 2015, all right? So he's been somebody that I've been wanting to get a title shot. Even fans were arguing against me wanting him getting a title shot. Oh, he's a drug cheat, he's this. And I always was on Luis Ortiz's side. But right now, I really don't want to see Ortiz-Wilder rematch. Not right now. Now, push come to shove to where there's nobody available. I mean, nobody available. Let's say Joshua's not available. Let's say he beats Ruiz and he's not available and Fury's not available. Then we can start looking at that. But even before that, I would like to see. I want to, if he can't get Fury, and yes, I did say I want to see new fights, new mixes and matches of fights. But there's one exception to that. It's the Wilder Fury rematch. Regardless of who you think won, all right. Regardless if you think no, Mr. Boxing, Wilder really knocked him out, they gave him a long count, or if you think no, Mr. Boxing, Fury outboxed him for 10 rounds and he clearly won. Okay, that's fine. The official result is a draw. That's a fact. Everything else is just opinion about what you think, what I think, what he think, what she think. The official result, draw. All right. 0 losses for both guys. Under the draw column, it's 1 apiece. All right. So it's a draw. All right. So I would love to see that one again. And then obviously the fight that I've been fucking talking about for 3 years now is Wilder versus 3-4 years now is Wilder versus Joshua. Hey man, I've been wanting to see that fight when people are telling me that Wilder didn't deserve the fight. You dig what I'm saying? So that's how long I've been wanting to see that, to when that was the first argument about how he didn't deserve the fight and Joshua needs more experience. So that's how long I've been wanting to see that fight. All right. I even brought the fight up one time in the video I did years and years ago when Joshua was rated, I believe he was number 2 by the WBC at the time, before he won his title against Martin, but I believe he was number 2. And I remember in the video, I was like, hey man, I would love to see how it would work out between like a Wilder and Joshua one day. I was talking about it then, all right? So still want to see that fight. You guys know how I feel about that one, all right? But besides that though, kind of got off track a little bit, but besides that, a fight that I would love to see is Dillian Whyte, the winner of, let me say this. Not Wilder versus Dillian Whyte, but Wilder versus the winner out of Dillian Whyte and Oscar Rivas. I think Oscar Rivas is a live dog in that fight, man. I don't think this is some foregone conclusion. We'll see how it plays out, because Dillian Whyte has a hell of a left hand. But hey, man, Oscar Rivas has a hell of a right hand, overhand right to be exact. So it's going to be a good little fight between Dillian Whyte and Oscar Rivas, man. But if Dillian Whyte wins that fight, definitely want to see. If we don't get Joshua or Fury, definitely want to see Dillian Whyte get in there with Deontay Wilder, man. All right. Let me get to what y'all talking about here. Oh, I got a super chat. Let me see. Oh, what's good, my man? Say less. What's good, bro? Appreciate that super chat, man. Appreciate that 5. You got 5 on it. You dig what I'm saying? My man Jeff from Dream Chasing Boxing, aka Say Less. What's good, bro? Gregory Wyatt, $2. I appreciate that. He says, 1 shot, 1 kill, no luck, all skill. Yes, sir, man. Let me get some of these comments here. I'm gonna start up top and I'll work my way down, y'all, because I just said what's up to everybody last time. But that's pretty much it as far as the fight. That's pretty much what I saw, man. Let me see. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, there's only 1 round. You dig what I'm saying? Breazeale, he did take the aggressive body language. I knew he was going to be the guy walking forward because Wilder doesn't mind taking that half step back or moving back. Why? Why doesn't he mind? Because he knows he has the equalizer, so he don't mind. Hey, man, walk me down if you want to. Watch out for this right hand, though. But hey, come on. Be my guest. Walk me down. You dig what I'm saying? And no head movement either? Oh, please walk me down. So you can walk right into a right hand. Lawrence Williams says Marco Huck got the first round KO. Yeah, I did hear about Marco Huck. He stepped up to heavyweight, right, Lawrence Williams? I believe I saw something that Huck was stepping up to heavyweight. I know my man, Marat Gassiev, he's moved up to heavyweight. Man, heavyweight, man, it's heating up right now. I'm so happy, man, that the heavyweight division is heating up like this, man, because I know I keep bringing up these old stories from when I first started my first YouTube page, but it's just the truth, though, man. I've been on YouTube close to 10 years here, y'all, and I remember making videos, post-fight videos, man, to, Povetkin versus Takum and only getting like 85 views for it. You dig what I'm saying? I even went on my old page and looked up, it was Wilder, was it the Wilder Duopa? Wilder Molina. It was one of those post fights, y'all. Motherfucker only had like 100-something views next to it. You dig what I'm saying? Like a lot of videos I used to do back in the day. And yes, my channels have grown. Well, that was my first channel, but I understand that my channels have grown. But I've always had a decent sized channel, even from my first channel. You know what I'm saying? Just people were not just interested in the heavyweights like that. They just were. It just wasn't popping like that. You dig what I'm saying? I'll even break down the Klitschko, Vitaly Klitschko versus Who the fuck did he fight? Was it Solis? It was one of his fights I broke down. Nobody was coming to them videos, man. They just didn't care about the division. You know what I'm saying? So now that you got more English speaking top heavyweights right now, uh, people are really gravitating. Then you had just a whole cast of characters, man. You know what I mean? You got the Dillian Whytes and I know Miller popped off, but even his mouth was getting him, people getting to talk about him. And that's another thing. I'm not about to just disregard Jarrell Miller like this because of his failed drug test. I'm not condoning the shit, and he did pop for like 3 different joints, or 3 different drug tests, or 3 different types of steroids or whatever. You dig what I'm saying? But we got to keep that same, as the people say now, keep that same energy with everybody. All right. So when people fail drug tests, I want to see you guys saying that they should be banned. All right. So I seen a few guys get popped, Lucas Brown and what's my man's name, Manuel Charb. I think they came back and said it wasn't in the, Stavern, him and Povetkin both popped for something leading up into their fight that didn't happen. Luis Ortiz, you got a lot of guys. Dillian Whyte from back in the day had some shit in him. So Povetkin with the not Povetkin, but Povetkin with the meldonium. I know he only had trace amounts, Mr. Bach. You got to keep that same energy for everybody, man. Then with Fury and his Huey was going through allegedly after the shit that came out after the Klitschko fight, and let's keep that same energy with everybody. So you should want to see everybody banned then, correct? No, just certain people. Come on, y'all. Let's keep this shit 100 all the way around the board, man. Not just when it's somebody you don't like. I hate that shit amongst fans, man. I hate when we do that, man. But it's different. No, it's not different. Dirty drug test, man. Now, I know they gave him like 6 months suspension or some shit like that. Should it have been longer? Yeah, you can argue that it could have been longer, but completely banned? No, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that one. That's just me, though. Now, if you're doing this shit, time after time after time after time after time, then that's a different story. Shit, look at Erkin Tepper. Didn't he get popped off a few years ago? This motherfucker damn near had like a warehouse inside of his home. They raided his home and allegedly found all types of shit up in his house. You know what I'm saying? So, and they let him back in the ring. Shit, he was back fighting Christian Hammer and all types of other people. You know what I'm saying? He has not looked the same since that situation. Erkin Tepper has not looked the same since his fight with David Price. You dig? So, but hey, man, that's just my opinion on it. Official AJ says, wish we got the cut. Yeah, man, bro. As you see, this is my official AJ, bro. This is my first video I've done in 3 weeks, man. But yeah, I did plan breaking down the fight with you, man. But just busy, man. I'm just busy as hell these days, man. But you say, wish we could have got to cover the fight, but I bet we both would have been wrong. Laugh my ass off. Let's talk about Joshua Ruiz on live soon, brother. JRL says, give that Wilder right hand to that like button, y'all. Hell yeah. Look, man, it's getting to the point. I was just about this shit with my wife. I was just talking to her about it. It's getting to the point where, when people say, what are some of the lethal weapons in the world? People say, a M16, a machete, a bomb, you can start throwing Wilder's right hand in there too. Nuclear weapons, M16s, Wilder's right hand. I mean, you could literally that should be a fucking finishing move on some type of video game. Wilder right hand. You know what I mean? Seriously, y'all. And then when they got they replayed the fight, right? They had the overhead view. And I don't know I almost think that Wilder, when I think he jumped on the ring, I think he jumped on the ropes because the ref was counting. When the ref got to 6, right? There's either 5 or 6. If you're watching the replay immediately after the fight, Showtime did a quick replay as they talked over it. It was overhead view. You can see when the ref got to, I believe it was 5 or 6, you can see Breazeale's legs tremble. Now, I don't know, because I think Wilder ran over to the other side of the ring, and I think he jumped off the ropes, and then he landed back on the canvas, and that, I think, could have possibly made his leg vibrate. I'm not sure. I didn't get to see that angle, but if that wasn't Wilder that made that ring move like that, Breazeale's legs started trembling, y'all, when he was on the ground. Then I was looking at it. It wasn't like his whole body. It was just his legs. These are some scary knockouts is what I'm trying to say, man. You can say, oh, but Dominic Breazeale lost to this guy, and Spilka lost to this guy, and Livakovic wasn't who, that was an old Livakovic, but he's making their bodies do just weird shit, man. These are scary highlight reel KOs. Now he's not the only one that's had some highlight reel type of KOs. You know, shit. Look what Dillian Whyte's doing with his left hand. You dig what I'm saying? Put Chisora to sleep. Put Lucas Brown to sleep. So I'm not saying he's the only one, but these shits is just like. And then, oh yeah, can't you forget about what he did to Stavern's body? I mean, it's scary, man. Um, St. Cruzan says Joshua style made for Deontay Hearn will avoid him as long as possible. Man, he needs to have that whole, you know what, Joshua, I know he likes to put the, you know, I kind of showed you guys his fighting style where he puts his guards up. He likes to throw textbook type of combinations, which nothing wrong with that. Fundamentally, he throws combinations the way you're supposed to throw them. Let the left jab go, bring it back to your chin, turn your hip into the right hand, bring it back to your chin, dig with the upper. He's doing everything technically right. And he likes to technically parry your oncoming punches with his gloves. He likes to move his glove, not so much move his head all the time. Yo, man, you're not moving your head. You're not putting that head offline. You're going to get knocked the fuck out or you're going to be hurt very badly. All right, that's just what it is. I think now Joshua fighting at close quarters with Deontay, making it into a hook uppercut type of fight where it's hooks and uppercuts and there's nothing really long range. That can be interesting. You dig what I'm saying? But I've seen guys have some success against Wilder up close, like a Duopa, Luis Ortiz, you know, guys like that. You know, but one thing about Luis Ortiz is he was doing little subtle movements with his head and his body and his hands and things like that. You know, even Molina was able to land a nice little hook on Wilder up close, you know, from like close quarters. But this whole long range type thing, or you're just going to follow him around type thing, and he's keeping the distance, because what Breazeale was doing is, yes, Breazeale was being aggressive coming forward, but Wilder was being smart by taking half steps back and still keeping distance, even though that Breazeale was walking him down. So in Breazeale's mind is, I'm closing the distance, I'm walking you down, but you're really not. You're walking him down, but he's creating the same distance as if you guys were just standing stock still. He's just being mobile with it. You dig what I'm saying? And he's still lining you up like a damn barber. Come on, man. St. Cruzan says, I called the 223 pounds on the button. Better wait for Deontay. Zero fat on him at 223 pounds too. Yeah, I agree. I almost think Wilder can fight at 235 if he wanted to. You know what I mean? I've been saying that for a while. Deontay looked good in the Jay Royal says Deontay looked good in the 220s too. Didn't look like he lost any speed either. Nope. After three says, what's good, Mr. Boxing? Oh, chilling, man. Tyrone Smith says apparently BWTM did a video where a reporter asked Usyk about his bicep injury and he didn't know what he was talking about, so money reasons could be an issue. Okay, I gotta check that one out, man, from BWTM Sports. Shout out to my man Ingram from BWTM. Does great work out there in the UK, man. Salute to that brother. Corey Lee Boxing says salute. Dimitri Collins says salute. Tommy Timber says what's good. Oh, chilling, man. Let me see here. Tyrone Smith says facts. He did it, says user not found. Oh, you're talking about Breazeale's Instagram account. Yeah, that shit's deleted, man. I went, yeah, it did say that unavailable or some shit. You know what I mean? So Dominic Breazeale erased his damn Instagram, man. It's very embarrassing for him, man. Very embarrassing. PC Jacob says Breazeale shit his pants. I don't know if he shit his pants, but I know he got hit on the jaw. Utundi Kiji says Dominic was terrified of Deontay in that ring. I don't think he was terrified though, bro. He came forward and fought how Breazeale. Now, to me, him being terrified would have been getting on the back foot and fighting a whole different type of style. But nah, Dominic, to me, fought how he fights. And when he got clipped and hurt, he fought back. He threw some winging right hands, and he even tried to throw a little left hook in there. Tied Wilder up, walked him back to the ropes. That little moment right there, that was Dominic Breazeale. He wasn't masquerading around as, trying to be Ali off the back foot or no. He fought to me, in my opinion at least, he fought like Dominic Breazeale. You know, I don't think he was terrified though, but that's just me. Abel Mahari, what's good? My Twin City brother, man, out of the Twin Cities. What's good, Abel? A1 says, took his check and ran. Corey Lee Boxing, appreciate that, man, at 199. You know what I mean? In the super chat, it says salute from Club Usyk #1, hashtag ice season, hashtag stretch season. Yeah, man, Corey Lee is a big Usyk fan, man. I like Usyk too. Been talking about Usyk on my channel for about 5 years now, man. So yeah, I like Usyk too, man. I can't wait to see what he adds to this heavyweight division. And something that Usyk doesn't have something that Usyk does have that Breazeale doesn't is what, y'all? I know Breazeale got the size on him. I know Breazeale got the power on him, but guess what he possesses? Head movement. You gotta move your head in there, man. Now, some of you may say, yeah, Mr. Boxing, he got head movement, but sooner or later, he's gonna get touched. You're right. So we're gonna see how Usyk adapts to these heavyweights, man. It's gonna be interesting to watch. J. Rail says Breazeale literally walked into that right hand within 30 seconds. I knew it was raps. He's going to shake his hand like that didn't hurt. Yeah, man. He tried to do a whole, poke my lip out. Adrian Broner does that shit too. He isn't the first person to do it, but Broner just, likes to do that shit too. Get pieced up with a combination and poke the lip out. Oh, that didn't hurt, and then walk you down. Like St. Cruzan says Joshua should have taken the 50 mil offer. Even Hearn says that offer was real. Jane Coleman says, if you ever played Jenga and watched the blocks fall, yeah, that was basically Breazeale. Yeah, man, he felt like a sack of potatoes, man. That shit was crazy. After 3 says, smash that like button. Yeah, smash that like button, y'all. Official AJ says there was absolutely no head movement and barely jab. 2 key things he needed to do. Yes, work behind the jab, coming in, laying overhand rights, and at least move your head offline a little bit, man. Again, you don't have to be Pernell Whitaker, but just try to move the shit. That's not Dominic Breazeale. That's just not him, man. And I was curious for it to get in between rounds and hear what Virgil Hunter had to say. Never got that far. We never got that far, man. JRL says, when Wilder put his hands together like he praying, he's coming. Pray, bless him with the jab, baptize him with the right hand. My man Clint, what's good, man? He says, Mr. Boxing today, Wilder set him up so cold, bro. He's scary, accurate, fam. Yes, he is, man. Wool Bag, salute. Mark Blake, salute. Jonathan Roos says, Dominic had no answers. He surely didn't, man. Wool Bag says, nap time for Dominique. Dominique, yeah, that's one thing. That's one thing Wilder kept calling him was Dominique. I was like, I wonder if he's just purposely calling him Dominique instead of Dominic. You dig what I'm saying? All right, we back. But yeah, man, that was kind of like shout out to my man Blood Boxer, man. Cause Blood was always saying, he's joking around saying that Dominique looked like Christopher Williams. So the first thing I thought about when he hit that canvas was, don't wake me, I'm dreaming. That's what I thought about. That's exactly what I thought about. All right, y'all, I got mixed up on these comments, man, because it kind of reset. Let me see here. I think y'all just pretty much going back and forth with each other, man. Shouts out to my man Haplotype. He says that KO reinforced my perspective on how well Fury fought in the last fight. I doubt anyone will be as successful with Wilder again, including Fury. Yeah, because that motherfucking head movement, man. You dig when he was head movement. Another thing Fury was doing that I liked that he was doing against Wilder was those double, triple, even quadruple stutter step feints. You dig what I'm saying? Getting Wilder off rhythm a little bit, because sometimes Fury was doing that just to get away. Man, Fury did a lot of smart things in that fight, man. The triple, double, sometimes quadruple feints, and then he'll move to get all the way out the way, and then come back with a quick 1-2, and then feint, and then 1-2, and then move, and then head moving, and then roll, then step off to the side. Breazeale don't possess no shit like that. Not really nobody does. Not really none of them. So Pasha Blaine says, man, that right hand slept him real nicely, short and sweet. Yes, it was, man. Short and sweet, like a damn cupcake. You dig? Man, that was gruesome, man. Turk Power says Breazeale was in no way, shape, or form scared of Wilder. He might be now, but he wasn't going into that fight. Nah. Yeah, not totally. Yeah, he wasn't, to me, wasn't at all. Tone Bangers was good, man. Shout out to Tone Bangers. JD says Wilder's answers to questions of an undisputed fight were weak in the ring, in the press conference. Do you approve of that, Mr. Boxing Today? No, I don't want to hear no fighter, not just Wilder. I don't want to hear no fighter saying we have to be patient, and hell no, I don't like that. I don't like when nobody says it. So it's not just a Wilder. It's when everybody. It's when anybody talks like that. You know what I mean? But I'm also going to go by actions as well, JD. And the actions that I've seen of him was to fight a tough Ortiz. And now all this is my opinion. I know there's going to be somebody that comes to this video and says Ortiz is 87 years old. Fine. Okay, cool. But to me, fighting a tough Luis Ortiz and then Fury. And I know people are going to say, yeah, Mr. Boxing, but Fury snorted 8 pounds of cocaine 2 weeks before he fought Wilder. And he was 806 pounds a month before he fought Wilder. Cool, fine. In my opinion, fighting Ortiz and Fury back to back and then taking care of your mandatory challenger. And yes, I know. How was Breazeale the mandatory? He hasn't beat any. Okay, fine, cool, man. But he was the mandatory. So you take care of, or you fight Ortiz, Fury, and then take care of your mandatory. Your actions are showing me that you're taking care of business. So I want to see what this next opportunity or next fight is going to be. But yes, I didn't like the fact that there wasn't a definite answer what's going to happen next as far as pertaining to a possible fight with Joshua if Joshua beats Ruiz. You dig what I'm saying? So yeah, it wasn't the answer I was looking for, but I'm also going by just the action. So I guess we'll see what comes up in his next fight. All right. And like I said, I want to see if it was up to me, the Joshua beats Ruiz, or I like to see him fight Fury in a rematch because it was a draw. Factually, it was a draw. Not who you thought won, like I said earlier in this video, or who I thought won, or who she thought won, or who they thought. It was a draw. All right, so I'd love to see that one get ran back, and I want to see the undisputed fight. But if those fights don't happen, then I would like to see him fight Dillian Whyte, the winner of the Whyte and Rivas, because I think if Rivas is the knockoff Whyte and he's undefeated and he beat Jennings, well, shit, we need to start talking about Oscar Rivas a little bit here too. You dig what I'm saying? But if White's able to beat Rivas, I'd love to see him fight him. All right. I know Konowski's a name. I thought I heard something about Konowski possibly fighting Helenius or something like that, Robert Helenius. So I guess we'll see. But I see Konowski fate the same as Dominic Breazeale. No head movement. I'm going to eat as many punches as I can to get to you to go to your body. It works against some people, but against Deontay Wilder, I don't think that works. I just don't think that works. I just don't. I think you have to be smart with your pressure, and it can't just be, at least have some Joe Frazier type pressure where there's constant head movement and he's moving his shoulders and he's digging to the body and upstairs and hooks and uppercuts, and then he's shifting around and shifting back around, and there's little subtle things he was doing with his pressure, not just high guard, come forward, punch slow as molasses. Here I am, tee off on me. I'm trying to land some shots. No, that's not going to work. Not going to work. Renee Saucedo says, why do we need a Ortiz rematch? Wilder KO'd him. Well, a lot of people will say we need that rematch because Ortiz almost beat him, or he almost had him, or he was one punch away. That's why a lot of people will argue for it, Renee, but I don't want it. You dig what I'm saying? Yes, I understand he almost this, almost that, almost this. Then he got knocked out. You know what I'm saying? So we can almost till we're blue in the face, but you got knocked out. You did. Yes, you had your moments. You were winning rounds. Some people even had you up on the cards. Then you got knocked out. So don't want to see that. Like I said, I don't want to see that right now, man. I would love to see Ortiz in there with Konowski and some of these other guys. Joe, if they want to throw Joe Joyce in there, I'd love to see him against some of those guys. Would have loved to see him fight like a Joshua. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to see the Wilder fight again. I'm not saying I don't want to see Luis Ortiz never get a title shot or never be in a high profile type of fight or not fight like a Pulev or something like that. But I just don't want to see him and Wilder. Not right now. Just not right now. And that might not be a good thing for Ortiz because he's getting up there in age. Um, but he hasn't been in a lot of wars like that though, man. But besides being beat by Wilder, he hasn't really been in wars to well, Hammer did make, gave some tough little runs here and there, but not nothing where it's gonna be like, man, he just, he lost 4 years of his career in that fight, or he hasn't been in wars like that. I've been seeing fans conversing about Wilder getting up there in age and he needs to move a little bit faster and probably fight more times a year, which we can argue that, but at the same time, if he's having fights here and there in his career where he's not going to lose out in the first round, he's going to be able to stay around for a long time. Even though Fury was giving him some tough rounds and winning rounds against him, he wasn't battering him all the ring where it was taking shit out of him physically, where it's taking years off of him physically. You know what I mean? Ortiz had him, but that was kind of it had his ups and downs in that fight too. I know Ortiz almost had him out in the seventh, but you dig what I'm saying? It wasn't like just some war from round one. Even the Spilka fight, he was losing rounds, and even Gerald Washington, he was losing some rounds, and then he just knocks these dudes out. Now I know he had some tough fights. Had his eyes swelled up, both of his eyes. Was it both or was it one? But he had bad swelling against Duopa. I know Molina has some little spots here and there. So just some little patchy spots here and there in his career of having tough moments. Rather than that, the rounds are going by, guys maybe to outland him here and there, but then he's just knocking these dudes out, man. So it's not like he's been in a whole bunch of wear and tear. You know what I mean? It's not like he's had like the equivalent of like 3 Ali Frazier type fights, or you know what I mean, Bo Holyfield type shits. He hasn't really had them. So I think he's all right. Let me see here. My man official AJ says, so Ortiz wins, and then we have Ortiz Wilder 3, and these fights with Fury and Josh will get pushed back even longer. Shaking my head. Yeah, if they fought again, bro, I think Wilder stops Ortiz earlier this time. Um, all right, I'm kind of just jumping around, y'all, but let me see. JD says Povetkin is more proven fighter than Ortiz, and Parker was a champion who was young and was a unification fight on the way to undisputed. Okay, yeah, Parker was a champion. Um, Parker was trying to get in there with Wilder. Man, Parker did some him and his team did some funny stuff though, man. Because first they were saying that they would like to fight Wilder. They came to the Wilder versus Washington on no, who was it? Was it Wilder? Yeah, it was Wilder Washington, and it was Breazeale versus Ugono. They came to support Ugono to beat Breazeale. And they also came to meet with Deontay Wilder. They took pictures back in the dressing room. I even uploaded a video and used that picture as the thumbnail because they were talking about, hey, we met up with each other. We're talking. We're in talks, blah, 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 blah. Then like 2 weeks later, oh, Parker's not ready for, all of a sudden, Parker went from in talks ready to all of a sudden he's not ready for Wilder or Joshua. And then fast forward a little bit later, he fights Joshua. So it's like, to me, I think he just went where he can make the most money. All right. I think, yes, he did want to fight Wilder. I think he did. But once they start to compare the pros and cons as far as the money, they went where the money was. That's what I think. So, then what else did you say here? Let me see. Then you said that Povetkin is a more proven fighter than Ortiz. What do you mean by that? To me, man, styles make fights. That I'll always say that. Not your resume, not who you lost to, or a triangle theory. Well, you beat him better than him, or you beat him at this time, or yes, those things play a role, and you can break those things down. And I totally understand that those things are useful, but I'll also come back to just styles make fights on fight night. All right, so Povetkin was a good fighter, but Povetkin was never no number one heavyweight. He was never the number one heavyweight ever. Going into his fight with Deontay Wilder, I, for one, said I thought Povetkin had the second best resume up until that point in the heavyweight division as far as the current heavyweights during that 2015, 2016. I had Povetkin number 2 best resume right behind Vladimir Klitschko. So I'm not saying that he didn't prove himself against guys like Takum and Perez and Marius Wack and fights like that. All right, even early in his career against Chris Bird and Larry Donald, so on and so forth. Eddie Chambers when Chambers was undefeated, so on and so forth, man. But he was never like the number one heavyweight. Let's not get that confused. And it never was like a 1A, 1B. It was no, he was never even close to number one heavy. Never even close. All right. There was even a time where I was questioning who was better between him and David. Hey, that's a fight I always wanted to see was Povetkin versus Hay, especially based off what I seen what Marco Huck was able to do against Alexander Povetkin. All right. So yeah, you say proven, bro, but I mean, okay, that's your opinion, but it's not like he's just way more. He's way up here, and Luis Ortiz is way down here. I don't really see that. You dig what I'm saying? People started laughing at Ortiz because he couldn't stop Christian Hammer, and I scratched my head like, well, shit, Povetkin couldn't stop Christian Hammer. You dig what I'm saying? So again, I would love to see them fight. Shit, Ortiz versus Povetkin. I would love to see them fight each other. All right, y'all. I'm getting kind of repetitive here, man, with everything I'm talking about. About an hour in, man. I don't want to waste y'all whole Sunday listening to me. I'm sure there's things y'all got playing with the family or probably want to spend some time doing whatever you got to do, clean up the house today or get some work done or whatever it is, man. But appreciate y'all showing up. Renee Saucedo says, why is Fury fighting a nobody? Tom Schwartz, man. According to the WBO, Tom Schwartz is a top five heavyweight. According to them, Tom Schwartz has been in their top five for like a year now. But that fight, man, I don't, Tom Schwartz should be fighting guys like Ajay Caballero. He should be fighting guys like I wanted to see him fight Michelle Wallace before. I know Wallace just got sparked against F.A. Jagba, but I want to see him fight Wallace when Wallace was still undefeated. All these guys are German, all right. So I want to see them mix it up. I still, I want to see, like I said, Schwartz versus Caballero for like over a year now. You know what I mean? But he's highly rated by the WBO, whether you think he deserves it or not. You look at them WBO rankings, man, make you scratch your head a little bit. But I guess technically, man, factually, according to the WBO rankings, these are two top four, top five heavyweights fighting. This could easily be a WBO eliminator. It could easily be one. So if you want to look at it from that perspective, I guess the fight does make sense if you're looking at it like that. But as far as the overall landscape and the grand theme of things, I mean, it doesn't make any sense, you know. But who would you rather see him fight? An obscure, complete journeyman guy that you don't even know with a horrible record, has been knocked out a bunch of times, or do you want to see him fight an obscure, undefeated prospect-ish, contender-ish type of guy? And that's who he's fighting, Tom Schwartz. All right, so I know for like 99% of you, you probably like, who the hell is Tom Schwartz? Me, I laugh at this stuff because I've been knowing who Tom Schwartz is for the last 4 or 5 years. All right, and I know that I'm kind of the exception. I'm a part of a small percentage of guys who know some of these guys, and that's what's unique about my channel. But I'm not going to bullshit you guys and make it seem like because I know of him and I've been knowing of him for years that he's worthy of this type of challenge, this type of fight. All right. But if guys like Francisco Pianata is getting opportunities, and I think he's pretty much ran out of his opportunities, being when he first fought Klitschko for the title, Pianata. And you got guys like, what was the other guy? Sefer Safiri. If they're able to get in the ring with him and fight Fury when Fury's looking for a fight to stay busy, then I damn sure think somebody like Tom Schwartz can be one of them type of opponents, all right? But then I did see something about Dillian Whyte and Tyson Fury and the WBC ordering. Yeah, let me get to that real quick, y'all. Nelson Santos says, till this day. But let me get to this Fury versus Whyte real quick, then I'm going to end it up. I'm going to end it here. Look, Fury to me is going about, well, I know that he didn't order himself to fight Whyte. I know the WBC ordered him to fight Whyte. But Fury should be looking at this like, huh? I don't even have to go this route. He could have just went the route of just fighting Wilder in a media rematch instead of trying to, now they're trying to get you in a elimination bout. And I think, what did Fury say? He wanted the diamond belt to be on the line, or one of them little second tier ass belts that nobody would look at or recognize as being a real title holder. I understand if you have the interim title to get you in a different position to get a title shot. I understand the importance of the WBC silver title. I get it. I get it. All right, but you could just fight Wilder in a rematch. You don't even have to go through all this. All right. Then Dillian Whyte, I know he's fighting Oscar Rivas. I know that I know he's fought guys like Joseph Parker, and I know that, man. But even though those are some solid opponents, I'm not discrediting how solid the opponents are. But what I'm saying is, you can't just keep making up your own way to get to a title shot. I just don't agree with that part, Dillian Whyte. I agree that you're fighting some tough opponents. Parker's tough. Rivas, in my opinion, is tough. Uh, Lucas Brown didn't show up in shape. Lucas Brown looked like he's at the end of his career now, man. With the loss to, you know what I mean? What's the kid he just lost to? Dave Allen. I thought Kamil Sokolowski beat him as well. But again, that's not Dillian Whyte's fault. Dillian Whyte's the first person to beat him, put him to sleep. You beat Helenius. You got some good fucking wins, man. I'm not discrediting your wins. But what I'm saying is you can't make up your own route to a title shot, meaning you can't just keep turning down all the, final eliminator type fights and say, oh, I don't want to fight him. You can't do that, man. Like they try to put you against Pulev for whatever reason, whatever the reason was. Y'all can leave it in the comment section or whatever. Whatever the reason is, you didn't want to fight Pulev for that mandatory. Cool. All right, bet. Cool. Money or whatever. Okay, cool. Now they're trying to, I remember when Breazeale was saying he'll fight you and put his mandatory status up and blah, you didn't want to do that. All right, cool, bet. Now they're trying to put you in there with Ortiz. The WBC said this would be for the mandatory, but now you're kind of, well, I think they kind of went back and forth. I know Dillian Whyte came out and quote unquote ripped the WBC about this decision. I mean, bro, you can't just, make up your own routes to the title shot. You got to get into these final eliminators. You know what I'm saying? Or if the title holder wants to take you on as a voluntary. But I think Wilder, if he doesn't get Fury or Joshua, especially if Whyte beats Rivas, I think it should be Dillian Whyte next. If it can't be those other two, Dillian Whyte next. Or Rivas if he wins. All right. But that's what I think about that. Let me see. JD says, didn't the WBC make up a route for Breazeale to get a title shot? Yeah, bro. JD, before you get all hyped up with me and all this shit, bro, if you've been listening to me, JD, you know how I felt about Breazeale being a mandatory. All right. So don't try to pull that on me. Just like I was scratching my head about Stavern being a mandatory, bro. So let's not go that route, man. All right. I'm not saying that Stavern earned his mandatory shot. No, I was scratching my head the whole time when that shit happened. Like, huh? How the fuck is he? What? When it happened with Breazeale, and if you really have been following me, or just following what a lot, not just me, but what a lot of us have been saying, what the WBC should have done from the get-go was when Breazeale fought Molina and my man Dillian Whyte fought Helenius, those fights were literally like a week apart. They were literally like, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, I think those fights were like a week apart from each other. Both of those fights were WBC elimination fights. First, they made the Breazeale Molina final eliminator. I couldn't believe it. And I'm cool with Eric Molina's trainer, Robert. We talk behind the scenes and all that, but I'm gonna keep it funky, man. I was like, how the fuck is Molina getting in line to possibly get another title shot? Molina had I think he fought Joshua and Wilder about 18 months apart. And then he got put in a position where he can possibly get another title. It was like, damn, Molina's getting a lot of chances. So then when my man Helenius fought Whyte, also thought that one wasn't worthy enough for final eliminator. So when they had them both as eliminations and they took that sticker of final eliminator off of the Breazeale Molina fight, I said, cool, that makes sense. Both of these fights are happening a week apart from each other. The winners should fight each other. The winners become the mandatory. That made the most sense from the get-go. It always made the most sense to me. And also, JD, you're bringing Breazeale back into the picture. Breazeale just got sparked, bro. They just woke him up. He just woke up. He's done. Let's not even talk about him no more. Now, the new route to get to Wilder from what the WBC is saying is Fury Whyte. Breazeale ain't got shit to do with this, bro. Even though I disagreed about how Breazeale got his shot, he ain't got nothing to do with this now. Let's stop bringing up old news, especially people that got knocked out in the first round. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's already done with. That's already done with. The new route to get to Wilder, according to the WBC, is Fury White. We ain't got to worry about Breazeale no more. He just woke up. You dig? So that's my opinion on it, man. D-Style Boxing was good, man. I've been enjoying a lot of your content, D-Style. I think you saw me in the chat on one of your other videos, man, but your Game of Thrones content. Yo, D-Style is one of my favorite YouTubers on here, man. Not just YouTubers. I've been subscribed to D-Style since he was Dragon Style on his old channel, man. So when I bring up old school cats, I always forget sometime to mention D-Style, man. But D-Style's up there, you know, with the blood boxings and all that, man. It's been here for a couple years longer than me, a few years longer than me, man. I've been here close to 10 years. So shout out to my man D-Style Boxing, man. One of the best boxing uploaders, YouTubers, in my opinion, for at least me on YouTube, man. Shout out to D-Style. Also seen, yeah, then you did a video, D-Style, about what was the last one you did that I watched? You guys should check this out. He was it was about changing boxing, some of the dumb ideas that he's heard about changing boxing or whatever. So shout out to my man D-Style, man. Mex Ryder, I ain't seen you in a minute, man. Shout out to Mex Ryder. Mex Ryder has one of the best, I got it saved in my favorites, man, but you were going off on one of your videos when you were saying boxing isn't, what do you say, tiddlywinks or some shit. You was going in. That's one of the best, you know what I mean? Fans talking from the heart with passion that I've heard, man. You know what I'm talking about, Mex Ryder. Shout out to Mex Ryder, man. John Boxing. Hey, man, it's like all the people whose channels I've been watching recently all coming to the channel, man. Shout out to John Boxing, pound for pound the best. I see you going in all the time, John, all the time, man. Been following you for years, bro. He says, hey, I would like to hear your opinions about Americans hating on Wilder. Well, man, they got to have somebody to hate, John. You dig what I'm saying? And he ain't the first person to be hated. Everybody, even if they come out, even if the public and the media comes off as, oh, we love that guy. We loved him. What are you talking about? We loved him. They didn't love Ali at first, especially when he was Clash of Clay, talking fast mouth. You know what I mean? They were looking at this like, who's this Negro? Who the hell is he? And why does he have all this confidence? Who the hell is he? Everybody didn't love him then. They definitely didn't love Sonny Liston. They definitely didn't love Sonny. You think they love Jack Johnson? Do you think they love Jack Johnson? Especially when it's in real time. A lot of these guys get a lot of hate. Larry Holmes, you guys know how I feel about Larry Holmes. One of my favorite three, well, it's 1A, 1B, and 1C, all right? Between Holmes, Ali, and Big George. Those are the best fighters I've ever seen in my life. They're my personal favorites. Don't even waste your time trying to debate me about it, all right? Those are my favorites. They hated Larry. Go watch some of those old Larry Holmes fights when you hear them talking about just pretty much shitting on the dude, man. You would think you're watching some like third-rate heavyweight fighting, listen to some of the commentary of those old Larry Holmes fights. They didn't start appreciating Larry until when? Until after he lost to Michael Spinks. Then here came the love for Larry, right? Then they were loving him going into the Tyson fight. Then they were loving him when he went in there and he was able to beat Ray Mercer. Then they were loving the old Larry Holmes, right? They were loving that Larry Holmes, but didn't love the Larry Holmes that was saying that Rocky Marciano couldn't carry my jock strap. Then they didn't love him then. They didn't love him when he was going in there against Jerry Coney. What I'm saying, John, is this. They got to hate somebody. And what more perfect person to hate than a guy like Deontay Wilder? For them. Right? What a better person to hate. Because he's confident as hell. He speaks up for his people. He believes in himself. He has confidence. They don't like it. And God forbid, they'll pick something they don't like. Oh, well, it's his technique that we don't like. You know? And if he was outboxing guys, then it'll be, oh, well, he runs too much. So it's always going to be something. And that's just life anyways, right? Everybody ain't going to like you. Sometimes, though, there's a large majority of people that don't like you. But I think he'll be more appreciated by guys who don't like him right now. Well, some people probably will hate him forever. But a lot of the people who hate him, just like I'm going off history, what fans and pundits and media usually do is they kind of lighten up once you lose, or they lighten up a little bit once your career is over with. So I think once it's over with, I think the appreciation will start to come out. All right, but as of right now, he's gonna have a lot of haters for whatever reason. You don't like the way he talks. You don't like his southern accent. You don't like that he doesn't have perfect textbook fundamental skill set. You don't like that he said he'll catch your body. And that was another thing that was just so ridiculous, man. I've been hearing dudes say they're going to kill people for years. There's local fighters in my area right now that talk trash like that. All right. I think people were more scared and frightened of Wilder saying it because of what happened last night. Because he can hit you to where people actually pondered the fact that, you know what? Fuck, man, he possibly probably could kill this dude because he punches that hard, man. And I think the thought of people remembering how Breazeale was laid out, or not Breazeale, even though he did get laid out, but Stavern, the way he laid him out. This before the fight started. This was a couple of days prior to the Wilder Breazeale fight. But I think people are looking at those moments like the Spilka moment, or the moment in the 12 before Fury got it, but the way he just hit the mat like that. I think people that shit was kind of replaying, or what he did to Liakovic. Or them dudes who he was fighting on ESPN. The one dude he knocked out, he left the dude, literally, y'all, he left the dude in the splits position. The dude was fucking looking like Morris Day or James Brown or some shit, just stuck in the splits position. That replays in people's mind, man. But what about when Mike Tyson told after the Jesse Ferguson fight, he said, yeah, I tried to punch his nose bone into his brain. He told Lennox he's going to eat his children. He said after the Tyrell Biggs fight, he said, yeah, he was in there. Y'all remember in the ring when he did the interview? Yeah, he was in there making woman sounds, crying like, He said this. Remember when Foreman said about Ali, I'm going to kill him. He said, I'm going to kill him. You know what I mean? So, I mean, what are we really saying here? Guys have always talked like this. That's built up energy, built up anger, man. These dudes are really in there when they're throwing punches, like, motherfucker, I'm about to kill you. Like, some dudes are really throwing punches with that type of aggression in them, fire and passion in them, to where they're not throwing the right hand like, okay, I want to hit you with the right hand, and here comes my hook. I don't want to hurt you bad, but I just want to keep you off of me. Come on, y'all. No, motherfucker, I'm about to crush your fucking jaw with this left hook if you come close to me. You guys do know that that's how a lot of these guys think in there, right? Please don't tell me you think these guys are here trying to tap each other to points victories. Not all of them. There's a large percentage of guys that are really trying to hurt you, man. Now, it may take some of these athletes time to kind of snap out of that and get back to thinking like a normal person, because you guys do know these boxers aren't normal people, right? Abnormal meaning they get punched in the face and punch other people in the face for a living. Some of you guys do paperwork for a living. Some of you guys type on computers, you talk on the phone, you set up business deals. Some of you guys go do estimates. I mean, we all do different things, right? Some of you guys are top floor in that high rise in your city making business deals. Some of you guys probably own your own businesses, landscaping or whatever. These dudes are trying to not rear people unconscious, man. I really don't think people are grasping this. I think some of you are just looking at it like it's like, basketball or this, I don't know, man. Like, this is kind of weird to me. I'm not saying I'm condoning people going there and trying to kill somebody. Look what, I'm not saying like going there and just, I want to go in here and make sure that you don't make it back to your family. I'm not saying I'm condoning that. But what I'm saying is, for a guy to have that type of mentality for those, 36 minutes or however long your fight is scheduled for, they have a mentality they're trying to hurt you, man, bad. And if you don't make it out the ring, so be it. Because goddamn it, it could have been me. And when it's all said and done, like when Wilder and Breazeale embraced after the fight, it's all said and done. But leading up to that, yeah, there's going to be a lot of fuck you and the hell with you. I'm going to try to kill you, motherfucker. I'm going to try to jam your nose bone into your brain. I'm going to try to punch. What did Wilder say? I'm going to try to rip your fucking brain out like Mortal Kombat. Like, that's how much aggression is built up, man. And I can go on and on with different examples of remember when this guy said this one. There's just so many of them. It's just like, huh? Y'all ain't never heard this type of shit? You've never heard this type of stuff. Never? I question how long have you been watching boxing? That's what I start questioning. Let me see here. Max Ryder says Holmes was really hated. Yeah, man. Really hated, man. Big Nick says Mr. Box can give us a preview of keys to victory for AJ versus Wilder. Yeah, I could. I like doing my keys to victory, y'all. But if you guys want to see that and I get a whole bunch of thumbs up to make it, then I'll make it. But I like doing keys to victory for fights that are going to actually take place. So I have to get on it. I got to get to AJ Ruiz. I did make one for AJ versus Miller, and then we know that shit went down the drain. So I got to get back on it and do one for AJ versus Ruiz. And I also got to do one because I see if you guys gave me over 100 likes on my video I did when I was just putting the news out there that Rivas versus Whyte was signed and is ready to go. I said if you guys gave me over 100 likes, which you guys did. Last time I checked, it was like at 120. I said I'll do a heavy back breakdown of Rivas, Oscar Rivas, and Dillian Whyte. All right, so you guys left over 100 likes, so I'm gonna make one for that. But yeah, I'll definitely like to do one on Wilder versus AJ, man. I don't want it to be official. But if you guys really want to just see what I think about it, then I mean, I guess I could do one. It wouldn't hurt anything. Max Ryder says when they lose, all this fake love comes out. Yeah, then they'll be, oh, you know what though? I did hate him, but he is one of the hardest punchers in the heavyweight division in any era. You know, then they'll start giving him his props. You know what I mean? Tone Banger says AJ fans, not real boxing fans. They will blatantly lie for AJ. How can we take guys like that seriously? Yeah, like some of these, and I understand that I do understand that there are over the top fans for every fighter. All right. I will say that, Tone. I do know that there's over the top fans for AJ. I do know that there's over the top fans for Fury. I do know there's over the top fans for Wilder. I've had experiences with all of them one time or other since I've been making videos. For those of you that are kind of newer to the channel, you guys wasn't around when I was going at it with the Wilder fans. And I'm a Wilder fan, but I mean his like fanatics. He had fanatics back then. Back when going into the first Stavern fight, yes, I did pick Stavern to win. They were getting on me. Even going into the Malik Scott fight, I picked Malik Scott to win based on boxing skills. You know what I mean? And it goes to show you that skills doesn't always pay the bills. Sometimes you get late charges for that shit. Sometimes they come to your house and cut off your water, man. So no, it doesn't always pay the bills. All right, let's stop. Majority of the time it does, especially when both guys seem to be evenly matched. All right, but I got those wrong. And then there was something else I got into it with the Wilder fans about. And I know it sounds funny now, but back then, to me, I thought there was some weight behind it, and I thought the fight could have made sense back then. It's when Wilder was just being very dismissive to everybody that wanted to get in the ring with him. It was around the time he won the title, and then he would start to fight guys like Duhaupas and Molina. It was around that time. And I remember guys like Amir Mansour wanted to fight him. And I know it sounds funny now, but Lucas Brown wanted to fight him. But this before Brown beat Chagaya for that little minor WBA. So around that time, it was like, okay, now we're talking about 2015 version of Lucas Brown, y'all, not last month Lucas Brown. So, but Wilder was just dismissive of everybody. Like, nope, I don't want to fight him. He just trying to, he didn't say clout chasing, because I don't think that term was being used. I don't believe it was back then, but kind of just like, kind of ride his name. And I'm like, no, Deontay, they want to fight you because you're fucking champion, bro. Like, everybody wants to fight you. So I thought Wilder was kind of dismissive of guys back then, all right? But once you start doing some of the shit that he's been doing over the last 4 years, man, it's kind of hard to just keep hating on him if you're being real with yourself. And I wasn't hating on him then. I just thought he was, I thought he was tripping. And I thought he was tripping when he said that when him and Klitschko was going to fight, or when him and Klitschko, Wilder was asked about Klitschko, and Klitschko said, yeah, I'll fight Wilder, but he has to come over here. And it was kind of like Wilder was kind of like trying to call the shots. And I'm like, bro, you just literally won the title yesterday. Like, you're talking as if like you're this long reigning 10 title defenses, like he is now, 10 title defense, 9 title defense champion. Like, bro, you just won the title. How can you think that you can or how can you even fathom the thought that you can call shots right now? Those are some of the gripes I had with Wilder. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like so I know a lot of you think, well, you never had one disagreement with him. I had disagreements with a lot of these guys and a lot of shit they say. Just some of you guys are catching the tail, it's like some of you guys are catching the brunt end of like me having disagreements with shit that Joshua says, or some things that Fury has said. You dig what I'm saying? But uh, it's weird here on YouTube, y'all, because then I remember going into the Klitschko fight. I was picking the Joshua Klitschko fight. Was going to that fight. I was picking Joshua to win. I was getting all types of comments, man. Even racist comments like, "Oh, you're just picking Joshua because he's black with muscles." Oh, and I know you guys will say, "No, Mr. Boxer, no." They didn't. Man, go check them videos, man. Just ridiculous comments. He's not ready. He's too young. You don't know shit about boxing. How can anybody with that many fights beat somebody like Klitschko? Klitschko has more, knockouts in the first 4 rounds than Joshua has wins, and just all these stats. And I'm like, okay, bro, when I break it down, this is what I see. You dig what I'm saying? So it's kind of, YouTube is crazy, man. It's just, if a guy has a fanatic, fan base like that, they're going to nitpick with you as an uploader. You'll never be able to say enough for that guy. That's one thing that I learned about here on YouTube. All right, you'll never be able to say enough in favor of that guy. Yes, D Style. D Style says you quote, "You just picking him because he's black." Brilliant breakdown by these goons. Yeah, man, it was a whole bunch of shit. And then even after he beat Vladimir, people were still coming to, it was a small few, but still coming to the comments, "Oh, it was rigged. He didn't land nothing clean before the ref stopped it," which Joshua didn't land clean up until the stoppage. Fury was kind of rolling with the punches a little bit, but he was full defense mode, and a lot of those punches did not land. But I understood the stoppage. It wasn't like a big protest or anything like that. He started to get the Klitschko and was going to get rid of him. You dig what I'm saying? But and then even prior to that, what's so funny about this, and I'm gonna end it right here, man. I've been a Joshua fan for a while. I've been a fan of a lot of these dudes for a while, man. Joshua actually made a video, y'all, in 2013. The title of the video on my old channel, the video's private. I put all those videos private on that channel, but maybe I should take it off private, man, so you guys can see the proof of my Mr. Boxing Today channel. Where I came up with a video saying AJ versus Klitschko future showdown. Literally, I came up with that video. And then 3 years later, the fight ended up happening, man. So a lot of these guys, man, I've been waiting to see their progress for years now, man. So it's good to see how these guys are developing into the fighters that they are now. You dig what I'm saying? What sucks is fucking going back and forth with these trolls or guys who are just fanatics of these guys, man. Where it's like, bro, where were you in 2011 when I was talking about this? Or where were you in 2009 and 2010 when I was talking about this? Where were you in, you know what I mean? You can't just show up 10 years later like, well, why is this, like, motherfucker, where were you? I've been here for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Been a boxing fan for 30 plus years. Where were you? You dig? So it is what it is, man. It's fun though, man. It's fun. Shout out to my man CV Sports TV, man. Salute to you, brother. Ronald Finkley was good. Hey, Ron, man, I seen you shorty, man. I seen him do the little 360, man. Keep that boy in the gym, man. Work on that left. Tighten up that right. Work on that in and out, that crossover, that spin move, that step back, the triple step back to the side, step back to the left. Work on that post. You know what I mean? Keep that shorty in the gym, man. I got mine in the gym right now. But Ronald says, shout out to Fury for keeping it real about Thanos. Max Ryder says, if he dies, he dies. Ivan Drago. AZ says, time has changed. It was cool back then, not now. I don't know what you're talking about, AZ. Are you talking about, I'm not even sure what you're talking about, man. I'm not even sure. Rich77 says, if you don't go into the ring wanting to hurt your opponent, then you're probably going to get beat. Yeah. Ronald Finkley says, AJ is officially a B-level boxer because of Wilder's power. Stop thinking he king. The champ is right here in America. AZ says, 20 years ago, there wasn't PC society like today. WBC will talk to Wilder. Looked like Wilder was talking to the WBC last night after the fight. He embraced Suleiman. You know what I mean? They're embracing. It looked like it was all smiles. Looked like it was all smiles. But hey, man, say, man, 20 years ago, 40 years ago, 60 years ago, the objective is to go in there and punch a motherfucker in his mouth and try to rear him unconscious. That will never change. So if motherfucker say he's gonna kill you or he wants to have dinner with you after the fight, doesn't matter. I'm trying to go in there to knock your motherfucking head off. And if I happen to do it, sorry that I did it, but if it happens, it happens. Period, point blank. If I'm training a fighter, I got him in the gym, I'm training him and I'm talking to him like that. Not this, well, it's PC friendly nowadays. So don't try to go in there and hurt him. Just try to win by decision and try. Man, fuck all that, man. Fuck that. You know what I mean? You got to be vulgar and upfront and talk with your chest when it comes to this boxing, man. This is not for play. This is not for play, man. This is not for play. And yes, I do understand today's society. You can't even say words like fag or and cross that out. I didn't say that YouTube. But you can't even say shit nowadays, man. But guess what ain't changed? You can still box a motherfucker, and if something happens to that dude, you won't be held accountable for it. Those rules ain't changed. You dig? So, and to me, man, to be honest with you, I don't get why. And I think it was either my man Blood Boxing or maybe it was D Style that brought this up in their lives. But I agree with them on this. So all these motherfuckers popping for drugs and who are really putting stuff in their system to really be a different person. Now, I did say keep the same energy when it comes to suspending guys. Just don't be very mad at Jarrell Miller, but you wasn't that mad at Povetkin. You dig what I'm saying? Let's not do that shit. But what I'm saying is, though, you got to do is putting shit in their systems, man. 2, 3, 4, 5 different things to try to be a different person on fight night. They're trying to go into the ring abnormal on fight night. Fuck what somebody said. These motherfuckers trying to really go in there as a different person on fight night. Just because this dude said he wants to do something, and you got guys are in there really doing things to, come on, man. Nah, I don't need to talk to him. They need to talk to him about whether he's going to fight Fury or White or somebody like that, or trying to, get this Joshua thing going. If they're going to talk, that's what they need to be talking about. Not about him saying he wants to catch a body. Because God damn it, like I said at the beginning of this video, he didn't kill Breazeale, but he damn near killed him last night. He killed him for about 4 seconds. For about 4 seconds, he was dead. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's just me, man. AZ says the problem is that what Wilder said is fake. He don't want to kill anyone. He was just selling the fight. That's your opinion here, but here's what I think though, bro. The way he threw that right hand last night and the way it made his body look on the ground, that didn't look fake. That looked like he wanted to kill him within the rules. Looked like he tried to within the rules. Now, if this wasn't the rules of boxing, some street fight type shit, well, I think Breazeale would have came out differently. He would probably try to grab him and body slam on some football type shit. But Wilder could have took his foot, just stomped him in his face, and really just stomped his face in and really possibly could have killed him. Within the rules of boxing, it looked like, to me, looked like he really, that didn't look fake. That didn't look fake. That was nonfiction. That shit did not look fake. They released all that energy. Bro, after you get done competing like that, I played college sports, right? Had a possibility to possibly play overseas for basketball. So I know how it is going into it. I know it's basketball, but what I'm saying is you have a lot of pent up and aggression in you and just shit you want to get out till after the game's over with, or after till the fight's over with, or whatever it is that's over with. Then you can say, all right, it's all out. Good fight, man. As a man, good fight. Don't have to be friends. We don't have to hang out. We don't have to fucking catch dinner. We don't have to swap Twitter, fucking emails. We don't do that. As a man, good fight, bro. And keep it moving. Because you released it all now. Well, he released it all into a right hand. He released it all into a fucking right hand, but now you can go on. Same thing with Breazeale. He told Breazeale, I'm gonna send this Haitian into a permanent vacation. Remember when he said that? What do you think he was talking about? I'm sorry, the Stavern fight. Going into the first Stavern fight, Wilder, during one of the press conferences, says, I'm gonna send this Haitian into a permanent vacation. What do you think he was really talking about? Do you think that he really meant that I'm gonna send him to a vacation to the Bahamas? Do you think he was saying that I'm gonna give him a first class ticket to Jamaica? No, he was saying he's gonna fucking kill him pretty much. Permanent vacation? Come on, y'all read between the lines. Y'all know slang, right? Maybe y'all don't know slang. I don't know, man. But where I'm from, motherfuckers say gonna send you on permanent vacation. It don't mean to fucking to Hawaii. You're not gonna be in Hawaii sipping Mai Tais at a fucking luau. That's not what he means. Hurt business, man. You say it's selling a fight. Yes, you can use it to sell the fight as well. Yeah, yes, of course you can use it to sell a fight. But what also wasn't sold was that knockout. Well, I guess you can use it for marketing now. You know what I mean? You can put it in a highlight reel and show people. But yes, he was using it to sell the fight. But it really don't matter, man. I mean, I'm not going to, it is what it is. D-Style says he might just been selling the fight, but we don't know that. Pro wrestling has had that effect and influence on society. Everyone thinks everyone is all for show. Yeah, man. Correct, D-Style. Everybody, what D-Style's pretty much saying is everybody's not playing with you, man. Have you guys seen, you guys remember Friday? The movie Friday, and in the scene in Friday when Smokey was telling, or when Craig was telling Smokey, like, you the only one that's playing. He ain't playing with you. He's talking about Big Warren. He's talking about Big Warren wanting his money from Smokey. Smokey smoked up all the product. He was getting high and shit. But pretty much, Craig was saying, nigga, you the only one out here playing. He ain't playing with you. AZ, everybody ain't out here playing. Could he have possibly said it to sell the fight? Of course, bro. But he ain't playing in there. He ain't in the ring smiling saying, you know what? I was just playing, man. Let's just box and see if we can outscore each other. Nah, nigga, I'm gonna try to kill you for real with this right hand. I'm punching to where I pray that I can gather the power and resources to when I turn into his right hand, you won't get up. I promise you that's what I saw the way he was trying to deliver that right hand. I promise you that's what I saw. That didn't look like somebody that was playing in there. Man, I went 30 more minutes, man. You can't kill a man in the ring on purpose. It's just all talk. Okay. Jarrell Fleming says, I'll put Wilder above Shavers. I've seen enough. That power is stupid. Yeah, Ernie Shavers can crack, man. Big George, see, this is another video in itself, man. But the reason why, Shavers can crack, he pretty much buzzed, hurt everybody who he damn near fought. But Shavers did get blown out in the fight. Was it Corey that blew him out at Madison Square Garden? I believe it was Corey that beat Shavers quick. I could be wrong. But look, I know Wilder hit Stavern with a left hook was it left hook or uppercut towards the end of that fight? But that was pretty much, he could have fucking went, fucking blew at him, and Stavern would have probably reacted to that. Because all that shit happened because of the right hand. But yes, he did land a nice hook that put him down. I know he landed, What I'm saying is a guy like Foreman, though, I know you brought up Shavers. I'm bringing up Foreman. I think Foreman is probably the hardest. But I'm going to tell you why. With Foreman, it was everything. It was not just a big right hand. It was, not to say that's the only thing Wilder can hurt you with, but it is the most fucking devastating thing that I'm looking at right now in this era right now. But with Big George, it was, you didn't know if it was going to be a left hook, a uppercut, a overhand right, a overhand left, a left uppercut, a right uppercut, a big thudding jab. You didn't know what the fuck it was going to be. Both hands seemed like they were equally ridiculous. But Wilder has this type of one-shot power, man, where it's like, man, I can't even explain this shit, man. And I've seen a lot of fights. Y'all been following. Y'all know my, where I'm at mentally when it comes to breaking down all these heavyweights from different eras, man. And I'm being honest with y'all, man. I just this shit is crazy, man. Like this right hand is ridiculous, man. And it's going to land. It's not no whole like, well, it you can take it away from him. I mean, is there a possibility that you can take it away? I think there are strategies that you could try to implement, but it's going to land sooner or later. And it's just how guys react to it. Stavern was able to that first fight. He got whooped though. He got whooped, and I thought he was hurting that fight. He tackled Deontay Wilder. You know what I mean? To avoid being knocked down clean. So, but then you see what happened in the rematch, man. But this one shot power is scary, man. This is like, I don't know, man. He's like the heavyweight version of like Tommy Hearns. I've always compared his style to, and I know Tommy Hearns was a far better, technically skilled, superior, fundamentally sound boxer than Deontay Wilder by light years as far as their fundamental skill set and pumping and jabbing, doing everything technically right. But just unleashing long right hands, it's like Tommy Hearns on a heavyweight level, in my opinion. Lennox had a big right hand. Nice uppercut too. Lennox used to throw. Mike Tyson had a big left hook. Frazier had a big left hook. Floyd Patterson had a big left hook for his day. Joe Louis could knock you out with short punches back in his day, short right hands and short uppercuts. But this long right hand from Deontay Wilder, man, is something to behold. D-Style says Foreman has heavier punches. Wilder's right hand has a lot to do with the speed that it's thrown. Yeah, it's very fast and it's so quick. And then the one thing, D-Style, I don't know if you were here when I first started my live stream, bro, but I'm gonna end it with this. Y'all know I said I'm gonna end it 40 minutes ago, but I'm really gonna end it with this one. All right, but the one thing I noticed, D-Style, is yes, it's the right hand, but it's different ways he throws this shit, bro. It's like the Stavern knockout, and then the punch that knocked out Breazeale last night was when it was Wilder stepping forward with the jab and then following through with the right hand. But the thing is, he can hurt you with that right hand different way, doing it like that and taking a half step back, shooting out the jab, right hand. Or take the half step back and just throw the right hand. What I'm saying is, whether it's coming forward or going back, it has the same effect. It has the fucking same effect. The same. Man, crazy. Because he hurt Ortiz off the back foot in the 10th round. Ortiz was trying to be aggressive, walking him down. Boom! Straight right hand, didn't even see it coming. It's so fucking fast, man. Hey, y'all. I appreciate y'all showing up, man. Let me see. Yeah, I appreciate y'all showing up, man. Hell of a knockout last night. Some good under the radar type of fights coming up at heavyweight that I'll be covering. Like I said, I'm going to do videos on Gorman versus Dubois. Michael Hunter's getting ready to fight Fabio Maldonado. Some other little fights coming up. You know what I mean? Then obviously we got the big one in a few weeks here. Ruiz versus AJ. I'll be doing a live stream on that one, and we'll break that fight down as well. But I definitely appreciate you guys showing up. All right, for sure, DD Style. Go ahead and watch it, man, on archive and get the chance to, bro. Appreciate y'all being here, man.